you're smart. For you to move from London to Kenya, then you must be very smart.
Oh dear.
So I knew you were gonna get it.
Yeah, it wasn't that hard.
Nah, it's super easy. But once you've not done something before, then it's kind of like, doubting. You don't know what you're doing, so you're not that confident. And then once you get it, it's simple, right?
Yeah, I think my screen. Am I blurry? My thing's a bit blurry, isn't it? Does it need? Looks like I need to like.
All right, do whatever you got to do, girl.
I can't even move from here. No, sorry. No, anyway, we're live. I was going to call someone to come and.
No, it's fine. Go on.
Joseph! Joseph! Please, can you give me cloth so I can wipe, the kitchen towel, so I can wipe my screen? Thank you. No, in the kitchen, just the cloth.
Hey, Kikuyu
I
Akai.
want to wipe my screen.
Welcome.
Hey,
Gitman,
everyone.
welcome.
In my mouth, shouting. Oh, this girl.
It's okay. Karibuni nyinyi wote. Gitman, karibu.
Hello, everyone. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Come on in.
We'll get started very, very soon. Share this live to anybody, especially those who feel they want to relocate, definitely. We have a relocation expert here, so this will be so good. Gitman, karibu, asante sana for the support. I appreciate. Yeah, let me know when you're ready to go, sis.
Are you talking to me? Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh,
Firing.
okay, perfect.
Firing on all cylinders.
Perfect. Yeah, so let's get started with what a beautiful background you have there with like swimming pool and all. It's the total opposite of where I am. It's really dull and dark and miserable.
I thought I'd send you guys some sunshine.
It's beautiful.
Your way.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so go ahead and let us know your name and where you are.
So first of all, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. I know you as Diaspora Daughter, but your actual name is terrible. I just want to call you Diaspora Daughter.
That's okay.
Are you happy to just be called Diaspora Daughter?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Cool. So thank you so much for having me on your live. I really, really appreciate it. And I'm absolutely loving what you're doing for the community. So my name is Afriyie, but people here in Kenya have adopted me and call me Karembo, which is a local Giriama name. I was born and raised in London all my life. And my parents are from Ghana, but I relocated to Kenya at the age of 45, which was 3 years ago.
Amazing.
So yeah, that's.
So were you born in London?
Yep.
Wow.
Born in Clapham.
Wow, you're brave. Super brave. Super brave. Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, when people say I'm brave, I think if I'm brave to go and live, I find it
in a good way, Afriyie. It's in a good way.
Yeah, I mean, I find people brave that come from here and go to the West, whereas I find it normal for people to leave from the West to come to Africa, especially if that's where you're from. So me, it's the other way around for me. When people go to the West, I'm like,
you know what? It needs to, like, what you've just said, it needs to make sense to a lot of us, because most of us don't believe that's the case. But I'm like, yeah, it should be easier for you to come from the West to go back home, right? But it's not. Like, there's kind of like a mind block, and I feel this is why I had to bring you. When I saw what you're doing, I was like, I need this woman. I was hunting you down, I was like, come on to my podcast. I really need you to come and speak to our people and let them know that it's not that scary, and it's the natural thing to do, actually, right?
We need to normalize Africans coming to Africa. It needs to be normal. Like when I was telling certain family members, they were looking at me like I had two heads. I've got a video where my uncle was saying, "Why didn't you go to LA or somewhere like that?"
Yeah.
Because that's normal,
Yeah.
right? But to go to Africa is not normal. But when you come on the continent, you'll see the amount of YT people that are here living their best lives.
Yeah.
So they will show you on the media
All right.
that
1 second. Sorry.
they'll show you on the media that it's a dark continent, but they're here living their best lives.
I love you.
I love you too.
Well, you're just saying it as it is. I love it. I love it. That's the whole point of this platform. You're like just telling it as it is. We are no longer going to spoon feed anyone, right? You just take it as it is, right? It's what it is. And yeah, no sugarcoating, nothing. No filter. That's it. We're done. We're done with the filter. JP, please, I've been waiting for you, sis. Can you please share this live with me, like the link, so that I can share it with other people, so that we can have more people. And Afriyie, if you have access to your WhatsApp as well, I can also share the live with you on your WhatsApp. If you have another phone apart from the one you use.
I don't have, no, I don't.
Okay.
Have this one.
No problem. No, that's fine. Yeah, so JPs, can you please share the live so that I can share it with other people on my WhatsApp and stuff like that, so that we can get more people to view. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. So yeah.
Somebody said, shout out Clapham Junction. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Clapham Junction in the house.
Amazing, right? And this is what's needed. This is what's needed. We need to talk. We need to be open and like share things, share experiences, and then it's less scary. You know what I mean? We make each other brave. When you see someone who looks like you doing it, then you're like, yeah, I think this is possible and we can do this, right?
Yeah, for sure. Anybody can, to be honest. For sure.
Yeah, perfect. So how was your childhood like growing up in London?
Gosh, okay. So when I came here, obviously I'm second generation African. My mum came over here, and it was a struggle in terms of, it was mainly West Africans, to be honest. In the schools I went to, it was either Nigerians, Ghanaians, and maybe there'll be one Sierra Leonean person there. But that's how it was in the 80s growing up. And there wasn't a lot of aspiration around me. A lot of people were doing cleaning jobs, security jobs, just hustling, really hustling to get by. And the mentality then was they are making money to build to go back home. And that just never happened. I had an interesting childhood. I won't go into too much on here, but it was a very Ghanaian household. My mum was very adamant that even though you are born here, you are going to know the culture. So I know how to speak the language fluently. I know how to, sorry about that. I know how to cook the language, speak the language fluently. I know how to cook the food. I know the traditional dance. I know the history. I know everything.
Amazing.
She pumped that into us. So it was
First of all, let me clap to your parents for teaching you your culture. So good job to your parents for doing such a great job with you. Okay, go on.
So that was what I knew, and as a child I always knew that I never fully connected with England. In fact, my family used to laugh at me and say, are you sure you're even British, because you're always cold. You never liked the cold. I just never ever connected here, and anybody that used to meet me was surprised that I hadn't been to Ghana, because I went to Ghana I went to Ghana as a baby, but then I went to Ghana for the first time when I was graduated from university. So people were shocked because whenever people meet me, they don't even realize that I was even born in the UK. They say, "Oh, are you not Ghanaian?" So I've just never connected with the West, to be honest. So yeah, I've always dreamed to live in another country, but just not the UK.
Wow, that is so amazing. And I feel some of it is the fact that um, your parents taught you your language and taught you your culture. They taught you there's more, to life. So you didn't grow up in the usual London bubble. There's so many.
No. And my son, I taught my son's 30, and I taught my son the language. He knows the culture, he knows the food. And my son's dad is from Jamaica, but I
Wow.
just didn't want him to lose that as well. So he's been to Ghana several times. You know, he wears the attire. He very much knows about the culture and everything. And his wife is half Jamaican, half Grenada, but
Wow.
she knows so much about the Ghanaian culture
We are
herself. So
everywhere, right? We are everywhere. That is so amazing.
that spirit is not losing. I don't care. Generation to generation is not going anywhere.
Well done, well done. And I feel it's our ancestors like nudging us to keep this going, and not to lose it because it's very, very valuable. And as you said, the Caucasians are benefiting from our culture, right? I've seen several of them going to Ghana and learning the language, and they're the ones selling the shea butters, and they're marketing those things, the cocoa. They're forming industries. They are really, really benefiting, and also generating generational wealth using our resources and using our people's energy. If that makes sense. So it's time now that we, the diasporans, wake up and smell the coffee, and start doing what we need to do to empower ourselves, right? It's up to us. No one is stopping us from doing whatever other race is doing, right?
Yeah, and what people need to understand is that the West is collapsing. Nation rises and nation falls. It's just the way the universe and the system works. As long as there's rain, there will be sun. There's sun, there is the moon. You cannot
Exactly.
fight it. And the West is crumbling. And so what we need to do is to start thinking about reinvesting and going back home for us and for our generation, because there will be a time where it's not that it's nothing is ever too late, but it's going to be a struggle. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
this is the time. Yeah. This is the time.
So what made you say now enough is enough, when it comes to like living in London and the London bubble? Because a lot of people struggle to leave London. I don't know what kind of witchcraft there is in London. People don't get out of London. Literally, there are people who have been in London all their lives. Um,
Yeah.
and it's very, very sad to see, but hey, each
I
their own.
think, yeah, I think the reason why people struggle is a lot of things is either they're comfortable or afraid. So many people inbox me and say to me, look, I'm stuck. I'm scared. I don't know how. I don't know what to do. So it's not, I was surprised, but it's not like a lot of people want to come out. People do want to come out of their situation. They just don't know how, or they lack courage, or they think it's a big thing to relocate, but actually it doesn't have to be that huge of a big deal. You don't eat an apple whole. You cut it bit by bit. I never woke up and just relocated, right? I knew 5 years. I came to Kenya 2017. I came to teach the Maasai ladies from the Maasai community soap making, because my background's cosmetic
Amazing.
science. Yeah. And when I got here, and then the work that I was doing with the women, I don't do charities. People think, oh, did you work with? No, I don't do charities. I just set up my own and just wanted to give back, and did that for 5 years. But during that time, I said, I'm going to come and relocate here in my mind. And then I started putting things in place to do that. So it's not something that you just get up and then you just do. you think about it, I write my goals, and then every day I worked towards my goals. And it took me 5 years to be able to build the capital, to be going and to be coming back, and to put plans in place for me to be able to do that.
Wow. So there's a very, very long foundation. You didn't just wake up one day and decided, you know what, I've had enough of the cold in London. I'm relocating. So there's a background, and also those are willing to give back to our people, and then that then produce the fruits that you're getting to enjoy now, right? Can you hear me? Can you still
Yeah,
hear
and
me?
you know, I've been going to Africa from back. Yeah, I can. I might. You. I've been going back and forth. So I was in Ghana for a bit. I was doing a lot of business in Ghana, traveling. So I've been traveling in Africa and things like that. But I just didn't feel like I wanted to come and live in Ghana because I love Ghana. I love my people, but it was just too familiar. It was too not challenging enough for me. I wanted
Wow.
to go somewhere where it's a completely different language, it's a completely different culture. I'm going to meet new people. I can challenge myself.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I didn't pick Ghana. You know, I think Ghana will be somewhere where I'll probably go and retire,
Yeah.
but not somewhere that I want to do now. And even with Kenya, people say, "Oh, have you seen?" I said, "No, I plan in maybe 2 years' time to replicate and do the same thing in another African country.
Absolutely.
I've got property here, so I can still, you know, have my property here. But then I'll go to and I'll replicate it, and I'll do that for another few years, and then I'll go somewhere else, you know, because I just want to enjoy the continent, and I want to meet lots of different people, and I want to connect with lots of people. So that's my passion, and that's what I want to do. I don't have any commitments. My son is big. I don't have little kids, or I'm not married, or anything like that. So hey, you know, I can do that.
Absolutely. And Africa is huge. And by the way, it's a continent, right? It's not a country. 100%.
I see it differently, you know. I see for us as Africans, and when I say Africans, I'm talking about not just continental Africans. I'm talking about Caribbeans, and I'm talking about African Americans. For us, it's one country. It's
Mhm.
not somewhere that there should be borders. I
Mhm.
think it's different cultures, but I do believe from us is
Mhm.
one country, and I
Absolutely.
don't think that you have to stick into just because your parents are from here, you should be here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
However,
Mhm.
for the YT, there
Yeah.
should be a continent. For a YT, there should be
They should
borders.
have
For a
borders, actually.
YT,
Yeah,
yeah. But for
100%.
us, because our ancestors never lived like that.
Absolutely.
Our ancestors we never had borders.
Absolutely.
They came and carved up Africa and put borders. We never had borders.
Absolutely.
So for me, the continent is one big whole melting pot of a country with so many different cultures, so many different ways of life that we should be able to move freely
Absolutely.
around it where our spirit connects, because we don't know
Absolutely.
what happened in our ancestors' time, why I
Absolutely.
felt connected to Kenya.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's the whole point of this podcast. I'm saying that there's no just Africans, there's also the Caribbeans, those are also our brothers and sisters. There's the Black Americans, they're our brothers and sisters. You know, we all belong, you know. And when I talk about diaspora, I just speak about us as a people, you know. So that is it, and there's no apologies for it. Yeah, it's a space for us. We've always had spaces like put on for us, you know, and people speaking for us. Now it's time for us to speak, right? And it's time for us to decide our destiny. So what a wonderful time to be alive, and you're contributing to that. You know, you with your relocation work. And holistic business, you're contributing that. To me, with my little podcast here, I'm contributing, and we all have something to contribute to us as a people, you know, and encouragement. And especially people in the diaspora, um, you have the exposure, right, to then contribute and give back. And it doesn't have to be financially, you know. Your voice is also a contribution, you know. Your encouragement is also a contribution. So don't think, oh, I don't have money or whatever, so there's nothing much I can contribute to Africa. No, you have a voice. Tell them the truth. Let's speak the truth. So it's amazing, and I'm just very, very privileged to have come across you, because it's not every day you come across somebody who is telling the truth, because we all want to sugarcoat, and yeah, amazing. So what surprised you most about relocating to the Kenyan coast?
Sorry, what was your question, if you don't mind me?
What surprised you most about like relocating? Let's now zoom into your relocation journey. How was it like to the Kenyan
In
coast?
terms of to the Kenyan coast. Okay, so when I came to Kenya, first of all, I didn't come to the coast. I never knew the coast even existed.
Wow.
Right. So when I was coming to Kenya, I was going straight to Kajiado, to the Maasais, to do lots of work with the Maasais. Even Nairobi, like we went Nairobi a couple of times and come back. Like I didn't know Kenya like that. I just knew we'd work with the Maasais and go. And when I would leave Kenya, I would take my team to Zanzibar, because that's where I knew was white sands and blue seas. And I've been to Zanzibar like 6 times, because I'd come to Kenya and go to Zanzibar because I didn't know the coast existed.
Wow.
So then what happened was, someone was having a conversation. I was 6 months into being in here in Nairobi. I was living in Nairobi.
Wow.
And I overheard somebody say Diani, and my son's name's Diani.
Oh, wow.
And my business.
Wait. How did you name him Diani?
I didn't know that Diani existed here. Diani
Wow.
is a name I saw.
That's your ancestors.
Yeah. And then my shop, my cosmetic shop was called Tamu.
Wow. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness.
I didn't even know to think to come to Kenya. I had a business called Tamu. My son's called Diani.
Oh so my goodness.
So when I got here and somebody said Diani, they said Diani. And I was like, do you know my son? And they were like, no, we're talking about a beach. I said, there's a place called Diani here? And they said, yes. I said, I have to visit. I have to visit a place. I said, that's my son. So when I went on Google and I saw it, I said, you are kidding me. There's places in Kenya that look like this. So for my birthday, I said to my friend, I'm going to Diani for my birthday. And when I stepped foot on the coast, I said, I'm living here.
Wow.
That was it for me. I'm living here. And then that was it. I then ended up living in the coast. I never knew it existed. And that's why I'm so passionate about showing people the coast, because everybody that comes here, you see a lot of people relocating and it's Nairobi.
Yeah.
But not many people talk about the coast. And when I show people the coast, they're like, huh? Africa has this? Are you kidding me? And I'm like, yes. And when I got here, it's just full of the YC people.
I know. What has happened, Afriyie, is that they have their own little paradise, their own little yoga retreats, and their lifestyle, their safari lifestyle and everything, and they don't talk much about it, if that makes sense, and it's in their circle, and we need to wake up. Literally, we really need to wake up. But your story is very inspiring. Continue. I don't want to talk too much.
No. So basically, when I got here, I said, I just felt a connection, because I'm somebody that I need to be near the water, the ocean. I've lived in concrete city all my life.
Wow.
And I just needed to breathe. And I needed to just think. And that's what I felt that the coast gave me. And I wanted to have a business. And I felt like Nairobi, I'll be a very small fish in a big pond.
Yeah.
So I thought this would be a good place to set up my wellness business. And so I got to Diani. We got a villa. Then I looked around for a shop and there was no stores available. So somebody said Malindi. So then I came to Malindi. The time I came to Malindi, I booked the shop. I bought an apartment.
Wow.
And that's it. I'm somebody that I move.
Quick, sharp.
Yeah. I don't wait. I just move. I maneuver in. That can be good and that can be bad.
Mm-hmm.
And now I advise my clients that when it comes to Africa, don't do what I did. Come, stay for at least a year, 6 months to a year, observe and listen, and then make your move. Because what I didn't realize about the coast, especially where I am, is it is a price sensitive market. Someone will move to a competitor for 10 bob, for 10 shillings. Like, it's not about you're offering um I don't know, quality, or it's just price. It's a price sensitive market, which I'm not coming from a price sensitive market.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming from a place where people will pay premium for quality, or people will pay premium for convenience, or
Yeah.
I mean, you'll go to co-op and
Yeah.
you know co-op is 3 times more money,
Yeah.
but you'll buy it because of the convenience.
Quality.
Whereas here,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to travel. They don't care about convenience. They'll even have to walk by foot, 5 miles, just because it's 100 bob cheaper. So this is just one example that I'm giving, that when it comes to coming to the motherland, you literally cannot have the mentality of the West. And people think the mentality of the West is things like, I want things to be quicker. Oh, I want things to be done like a West. No, that's the obvious. It's the little things that are not obvious that you don't think about until you come here. Another thing that happens here is people copy your business straight away. So like, you will put up, like when we set up our wellness business,
Yeah.
I chose a business that nobody else was having,
Yeah.
and that was wellness. I didn't see any shops. I did all my research.
Mm-hmm.
Within the space of the time that I set up the wellness business, there's been 6 stores that have opened.
Oh wow.
So it's things like that
Yeah.
that's why I always advise, when you come to the motherland, it's important that you just breathe, you sit still, and then you listen and you observe, and then you execute. Don't do what I did.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow, that is so amazing. Honestly, your story is so inspiring, and you're such a brave woman. Wow. I wish I was half as brave as you even. You're so brave.
You know what? I don't know why I'm struggling with this word brave, because it's almost, it's because I see Africa as home. I don't feel like I need to be brave to go to my own home. It's just weird for me.
That's true.
I really am. Yeah, I'm really about normalizing coming home. It should be brave for you to go to a YT country, right?
Yeah.
It should be the norm to go to your own home. And that's just how I see it. I see it as home.
Absolutely.
And I've come home.
Oh
And
my gosh.
anyone can do the same thing. Okay, this takes planning.
Yeah.
They take financial planning, mentality, but let's normalize. And I think it's important to remove that kind of language, so that we can just say, oh, you've gone home. That's,
Absolutely.
yeah, that's just how I see it. So I just think anybody, you can come home. Anyone can come home. It's the same way how my parents came from Ghana.
Yeah.
To a land that was foreign to them.
Absolutely.
A land that they didn't know anything about, a land that was owned by people that wasn't their color. I'm coming home to a land that's not foreign to me.
Absolutely.
To a land that's, yeah.
Absolutely. And this is the whole point I started Diaspora Daughters, because I'm also learning, right? And I'm also wanting to learn from you. I wanted to learn from the other person, and one thing that I have learned so far from you is how powerful words are, right? And it's so important that we watch our words, because when I'm using the word brave, in my head, I'm like, yeah, she's so brave. She's gone back home. But what I'm doing is, like, I'm still emphasizing that it's difficult to go back home.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
And part of it is the brainwashing. You know what I mean? It's the brainwashing. I feel these conversations will free so many people. So it's not just a conversation. It's freedom for so many of us. And what a beautiful thing it is, that we are living in a life, in a time when we can just talk about these things and not be punished, or anything. And we can just talk freely, without fear, So it's so amazing. I know you guys have a lot of questions afterwards. So please ask your questions later on. Bring your questions. I will also visit Afriyie's live and see whether she's got questions. So the people watching her, please make sure you put down your questions. We'll go through all your questions. So yeah, amazing.
Cool.
So yeah, has your definition of success changed since moving to Mombasa? Malindi.
No, I mean, I've got a place in Diani, Malindi, Watamu. So if I've got guests in those, then I stay where it's. So I move throughout the coast. My definition of success has never ever changed. My definition of success is that whatever situation that you're in, that situation, if you are at complete peace and complete, there is a holistic balance, then that is success for me. Because I've been in feast, I've been in famine, I've been in situations where I've had a lot of money, and I've been in situations where I haven't had much money. And trust me, money is not the definition of success. Money is nice and money gives you options, yes, and it's something that I love. I wouldn't say I love money, I'd say that I love the financial world. I love entrepreneurship and I love building, but when you come to a place where you are whole within yourself, that for me is a definition of success. And I say to people, I say to my clients, not everybody should run a business. This whole mentality of boss chick, you have to have a business. No, some people, you're a nurse, you love what you do, and we need nurses, we need those things. My only thing is that I would say is learn to take your salary to invest. You may not have a business, but it could be stocks, it could be shares, it could be investing in some kind of commodity, gold or something like that. It could be you might invest in property, but whatever it is, learn to keep your money moving. You don't need to be a business owner. You can be an investor, right? But if you love being a nurse, if you love being a teacher, if you love being a chef, and you absolutely love it, that's my definition of success. If you love being a homemaker, you love being a mother, you love being a wife, that to me is my definition of success. I'm just passionate that our people, our BLK people, our African people, we're not always financially astute when it comes to finances, because of our past and what we've had to go through, and we've always had to operate in survival mode because of our circumstances, right? And that's the only place that I'm passionate about, for our people to learn financial management and generational wealth so that we can change the story for our next generation. That's very important to me.
Wow, that's so amazing. And obviously what you're doing, you're breaking a lot of generational curses, and not just for your family, for so many of our families as well. Because when we're having these conversations and we are listening to you and you're telling us, change your language, change the way you think, change the way you see life, then that is also going to change us, So thank you so much for sharing your light with us. And I like what you said about like what success means to you, because I honestly believe that in everything you do, you can do it holistically. Does that make sense? And consciously. I think somebody has just commented here, and they've said that Kenya is an unconscious market, right? And I know what she means by that. And it's up to us who are really conscious and we are much more exposed to the truths to then share our light, if that makes sense, and share our truth. That's so important. And then what will happen is our people then will start seeing you living that life, that balanced life. And they'll say, okay, wow, what is she doing? How can I reciprocate that in my life, in my own way? Does that make sense? Without like having to do exactly what you're doing. Does that make sense?
No, I hear that. I hear that. And I think for me, the first thing, and I'll just say to anybody that wants to relocate, and it's okay if it's okay if you don't want to relocate. Part of being a diaspora doesn't necessarily mean that you have to relocate. My thing for you is that wherever you are, whatever decision you need to make sure that it's a holistic one, and make sure
Absolutely.
that you are at peace with what you're with what you are. But we need to come out of the chains that's on our mind, and
Absolutely.
I have to work against it. As much as where I am now is, you got to remember, this is trauma that's been in us from generations. It's been
Absolutely.
birthed in our DNA, and
Absolutely.
we have to fight against it.
Absolutely.
First of all, the first thing we need to do is fight against this xenophobia that, and I know it's a strong word, but sometimes it's very mild, but it's still there.
Yeah.
It's still there, with my uncle telling me, why are you going to Kenya? Why didn't you go to LA? That's
Absolutely.
that's
Absolutely.
low-key xenophobia.
Absolutely.
Or it's me coming to Kenya and I hear some Kenyans say, Kenya is full, what are you doing here? That's
Yeah.
low-key xenophobia.
I know.
So the first thing we need to do is break out of that and come and have a mindset that the norm is Africa.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if we can actually holiday in our own country. When I was growing up, living with Ghanaian parents, they would never go on holiday to maybe Nigeria, or they'll never go on holiday to Zambia or to Kenya. You must be joking.
I know,
If
right?
you're going on holiday, you're either going to your own home country, or you're going to America, or you're going to France. We don't even holiday in our own country. Guys, we go to Spain, we go to France, but you don't holiday in Africa. And when you come here, you see the YT people on the beach holidaying. So first of all, we need to break this xenophobia and start normalizing coming back home. You might not want to relocate back home, but holiday here for
Yeah.
goodness sake.
Exactly.
Instead of taking your money and going to America and going to Dubai, do you know what they're doing
Oh,
from Dubai? What they're doing
not
in
even
Sudan?
that, what they have done in the past. And
Yes,
there's a reason why we have Black Americans in America and we don't have Black people from those generations, like from generation of slavery in the in the Arabic nations, because they're all dead. Literally, they're not there anymore. If that makes sense. So
no, I did the Arab slave trade, but you know, we're quick to go and give our money there, but come and even if
and
you don't want to
also,
relocate.
sorry, how as well our people are also treated there. You know, there's a lot of Kenyans that have died there in the Arab nations, and you know, every single day in the news you're seeing that happen. You know, another casket has come back. You know,
Yeah, somebody just mentioned that sometimes holidaying in Africa is expensive. It's actually very cheap. That's why they are here.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's why they are here. Trust me, I've been to a lot of places in Europe. You are not going to get an Airbnb for £15 a night, £20 a night. You're not going to have that. You can
Yeah.
you can come to the post and you can get an Airbnb 15, 20, 30 pounds a month. Even in Nairobi, when we go to Nairobi, we can get really nice apartments for $30 a night. You ain't getting that, right? You're not going to get you can go and get big food, a plate of food for £3 here,
Yeah.
£4 here. You're not going to get that. So this myth about it being expensive to holiday in Africa is it's just lies that has been told to us. It is not. And when you come here, you are giving your tourism money back to the people. You're not
Absolutely.
taking your tourism money and you're not taking it abroad. So that's the first thing. I think we need to stop this xenophobia, stop this thinking, these wrong thinking about Africa, and we need to break that. And then the second thing as well is we need to really change our thinking about wealth. I think what can happen to us, and the reason why I'm saying us is because I'm putting myself into that.
Yeah.
What can happen to us is that we can keep up with the Joneses and have a consumer mentality. When I work with my clients, they'll tell me, "Oh, but I don't have much money. I can't relocate now." And then when I go through their finances and I see how much money they spend on food, I see how much money they spend on when it's Auntie Susu's wedding, the cloth that they're going
But the
to
thing
buy.
is, Afriyie as well. We are spending it to go to Greece and to go to Turkey, right? A lot of our people, our women, they now have retreat groups that are going to all these other countries, but not Africa.
Yeah, and also as I was saying, we need to look at the way we spend. And I learned when I started to get into business, because I've come out. I have not been in the job market for a long time. I've always had my own consultancy, and I've had my own business. And when I was getting into it, what made me go into it was there was an Indian man who at New Cross. I used to get on the train in New Cross, and he had a very, very tiny stall next to like a butchery type shop. And I think he convinced the butcher to have a little stall. And slowly, kidogo, kidogo, slowly, then the shop started expanding.
Growing,
Then he
yeah.
expanded. And then the guy ended up to be very rich. And I asked him, because I used to talk to him, even when he had the small stand, I used to talk to him. So he ended up being somebody that I speak to. So when I spoke to him, I said, what was your success? What was your reason for success? And he said, the problem with black people, I'm going to be honest with you, my sister, you guys do not know how to delay gratification.
Yeah.
I used to come to work for 2 years in the same suit, the same jeans and top is what I used to wear.
Wow.
Right? And get on a bus all the way far. I never bought a car. I never bought all of those things. And I worked we don't know how to delay gratification. This is our problem. And so we have to, we live as we have to spend everything and enjoyment. And the amount of money that we spend on our hair and our clothes and these fickle things, we're not reinvesting that money into generational wealth. And we are the biggest consumers. We are. And so the YT man knows this. The capitalist society knows this. So we are their best customers. And it's important that we get out of that mentality. We equip our people that even if you do not live in Africa, have investments. Listen, I am so upset that I never bought stocks in Safaricom. Safaricom, for those who don't know, is a communication company in Kenya, and they have a money system called M-Pesa. And they deal with the internet, they do all of these things. Now, let me tell you something. I didn't know about it because I wasn't in Kenya. When I came here and I learned about the Safaricom stocks and shares, I was like, man. So I'm now putting my ears to anything else because, Kenya is the tech hub of Africa.
100%.
Microsoft is moved here.
Yeah.
And I'm now starting to educate myself so that I can equip my people. Like, guys, look, yes, buy your stocks and shares and things in Tesco's and all those things. But Africa, the growth potential is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
My property has appreciated like triple in the space of, when did I buy it? 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, that's the growth of Africa. So we need to equip our people to have a generational wealth mindset.
Absolutely.
And normalize, every day you're buying trainers. Why don't you buy stocks in the trainer company?
Absolutely.
Every day, all of let's start normalizing these things. Let's start talking about these things with our children. Get the Financial Times and read it to your children. Get them to read the newspapers. My mum used to do that with me. She used to make me read the newspapers and things like that to get my mind. Buy the Financial Times, read it, right? Look at these websites and start educating yourself and change the narrative.
Absolutely.
You guys who are on Diaspora Daughters, this is a powerful name that you have. And what are you doing with it? How are you running with this? How are you changing the next generation? How are we going to make our ancestors proud of us? How are we going to change the story? History is always changed by the few.
Absolutely.
Who decided to make a difference. And those people were never ever anything amazing. They were always insignificant people who made a decision that I'm gonna change my story. And I think that's so important. And I think that as diasporans especially, we've got no excuse.
Absolutely.
We've got no excuse. I speak to people who were from the slums of Kibera. And these people are balling. When I say balling, I'm talking they've come out and they've made life for themselves and they are enjoying their wealth. We came from Kibera. What excuse do we have?
And Afriyie, I've seen it myself, right? And I've seen kids from the slum that comes from nowhere. Literally nobody know their name. And all of a sudden, these people, they're on private jets. and they're big influencers. They've got their own companies. They're running their own companies. I'm telling you, I've seen it with my own eyes, and I'm like, do people realize where this young woman has come from? You know what I mean? And then the problem is as well, when we see that instead of us being inspired by those people, we throw stones at them, you know? We are like, oh, you know, they are doing this, they are doing that. But we have to start learning from each other rather than feeling jealousy, rather than, you know, thinking negatively all the time about somebody or based on how they look, where they come from or whatever, or the tribe, you know, they come from. We have to stop that shallow thinking. We have to now start thinking as a people. All these Caucasians, they are united, right? It doesn't matter where they come from, whether they're from Finland, they're from America, it doesn't matter. They all work the same. They work together, you know. What is stopping us from working together, you know? So
It's tough, sis, and I'm not going to paint Africa. I'm not going to paint Kenya as this walk in a park full of roses and everything else. It's been to other people that are running me out of my shop, even as we speak now. One of the, because there's a restaurant next to my shop, and the worker was gossiping with my business partner and saying that their boss was actually called a meeting and said, we are praying that these people come out. You know,
wow.
we've had, we've had people that have gone to the authorities. We've had people who have, since I've been there, like six wellness shops have come up. There's one woman
Yeah.
who set up literally her stand in front of our shop.
Wow.
Like, it's, you know, it has its challenges, but at the same time, right, it is still home, and we still need to push through that. You know,
Absolutely.
UK has challenges as well. We all has these challenges, and this is what I'm saying. I've come and I have gone through the scars, and I've been through a lot of things, and this is what I'm doing now, to show people that, look, one of the best things for a diaspora can do when it comes to business is have a business that is either international, or have a business where it's not a physical business.
Absolutely.
Because no one knows your business.
Yeah.
Right? Like my friend who I moved here with, she's from Nigeria, but she was born in the UK. She runs her businesses online, and she invests in gold, and she has a lot of, you know, clients and everything. Nobody knows what she does. She goes into town and comes out again.
Yeah.
I wished I knew that. And so it's these little nuggets that, once you know these things, you can really enjoy life, because she's living her best life and nobody knows,
Absolutely.
you know, because when you do come, there is going to be some element of jealousy. And that's just
Absolutely.
because of who we are and how we are. So there's a way you just have to maneuver around things.
Yeah.
Um
I feel
yeah,
it's more of the scarcity mindset, you know,
yeah,
because if I'm having an abundance mindset, then I know there's more than enough for us. And I feel the scarcity mindset has been so ingrained in us. And we've been made to believe that resources are very few, and opportunities are very few. And it takes a very brave person to then say, no, I don't go with this narrative. I don't believe in this narrative. And I like how you brought up the you know, the fact that it's good to just make moves, and like nobody has to know all your moves. I feel that's a very wise thing to do. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I came and I didn't know all of this, and you know, I'm somebody, I want to help everybody. I'm having a wellness. I'm telling people, come. I want to, you know, and I've got free consultancy,
Yeah.
and I'll help you and do all of this, not knowing where I am. Do you see? And so Africa is one of those places. And yes, I do say Africa because I've traveled a lot of places in Africa, and trust me, it's the same.
Yeah.
You can either live an incredible life, or you will hate it.
Absolutely.
And that's why there are some people who have come back to the UK or come back to America and said they've hated it. There's African Americans that's left Ghana and they've hated it. Why? Because they didn't understand. One, they didn't have anybody out here. And two, they didn't understand the system. They didn't understand the ways. You can remember, Africa has its trauma.
Yeah.
And it's already in its trauma.
Yeah.
And then they have the little that they have, then now they feel like you're now coming to now take that, the trauma they've been through, to now take that. So there's a way to navigate. But once you've navigated it, this place is the sweetest place that you can ever be. Or it can be hell.
Absolutely.
And that is why I do what I do. You know, that is why when people want to set up business and they're like, yeah, especially you get this, especially for my Caribbean brothers and sisters and my African American brothers and sisters, when they're like, you know, I've got a connection, my ancestors are calling, I just want to come and I just want to give back and I just want to do this. And I'm like, oh my God, that was so me. Like, oh my God, okay, let me, yes, it's good, but let's just chill and let's move wisely.
Absolutely.
And if we move wisely, you'll have a fantastic time, you know. So yeah, that's Africa for you. I never want to paint. I don't want to keep pushing the narrative, the negative narrative of Africa, but at the same time, I do want to give balance.
Absolutely, that is very, very important, because we had a wave of like going back movement, going like 2 years ago, where like everybody was going back, and then later on, a lot of videos that were coming up of, you know, what's going on, the negative experiences that a lot of our people have experienced in the hands of our people. And I always tell people that it's nothing new. You know, betrayal is real when it comes to our own people. You know, that's something that has been happening for a very long time. However, there are good people, and it's really up to you now to find the real, genuine good people that, you know, you can work with. If that makes sense, you know, just be wise.
Yeah. My business partner is amazing. I mean, he's been my business partner since I came to Kenya. He's been my friend since I've came to Kenya. That's not my business partner, that's my brother. He's a Kenyan, he's a Giriama, he's from the coast.
Amazing.
He is the most genuine person, and I love him to bits.
Amazing.
You know, very honorable, married man with children, upright, very, very honest. And he's incredible. He's helped me a lot. But I've had to kiss a lot of frogs.
Absolutely.
And you don't have to, because we're kind of like the first type of diasporans that are here in the. If you go to Nairobi, it's a lot easier, right? Because there's even so many diaspora networks in Nairobi. There's clubs, there's events. I mean, it's been happening for how many years? Not in the coast.
Absolutely.
I'm the only Black British person here right now where I am. You know, people come on holiday and go, but in terms of settled here, like I was the only one that had, where I live, the property on the beach, an apartment on the beach, and I was almost, they were trying to get me out, the Italians. So now we're starting to build like a community. And so it will make it a lot easier if you guys then start coming, because the foundation has been laid here. If you decide to come here, obviously Kenya is a massive place. You don't need to be in the coast. There's Eldoret, there's Naivasha, Nanyuki.
Nanyuki is beautiful.
And probably a lot of work has been done here over there. You know?
Absolutely. And I feel we have a window of opportunity, and I feel like it's going to be around 4 years, where then you won't be able to do the things that you can do right now. And I feel people like you are giving us the tools that we need to have before we make those moves. And I feel there are people who in the diaspora who are being prepared for that move. So this is why these conversations, they're absolutely gold, you know, to those who get it. Obviously, there are those who won't get it, right?
Listen, right now, when I bought my properties here, it was, I got one for £56,000.
Wow.
You ain't getting that. And it's literally, I opened my gate, I'm on the beach. You ain't getting that now.
Nah.
Like the prices, and that. When did I buy that? I bought that 2.5 years ago. The prices are changing now. Things are moving. Right. The government has now announced that they're doing Come Back to Eden, and they're inviting 30,000 African Americans to come back. They're doing a conference in. Can you see me or can you hear me?
Yeah, I can see you and hear you as well.
Okay, because it's telling me to verify, so I'm just verifying this. This live. Okay, right. So they are bringing 30,000 African Americans over here. This month, they're doing the conference about it. It's gone ahead. It's been signed off. This is the time to come, because
Absolutely.
when they come over here, they're going to need apartments, they're going
Yeah.
to need property, they're
Mhm.
going to be,
Absolutely.
so this, but there will be a time when you're not going to get those opportunities again.
Absolutely.
You're not.
100%. I believe in that as well. And it's very, very important for people not to waste time, reach out to those who have the knowledge and get the knowledge right now that you need, and the clarity. So Afriyie obviously is on ground, and she's gathered in information and experiences, so that you don't have to go through what she's gone through, right? And she's live all the time. Like I see her live most of the time, telling you, come on, make your move, reach out, ask questions, So when you have these kind of opportunities, you need to take them, because you never know when they'll come back again. And as I said, I'm seeing like 4 years is it, right? Make your moves, and make your dreams come true. It's possible, right, Afriyie?
Yeah, and there's people that think, oh, I'm going to, oh, but I can't move for now. It'll probably take me about 5 years to move. You're in the best position. Yeah, the time you've got is brilliant, because you start now. You don't
Yeah,
start when it's time to relocate. You
absolutely.
start now. You start
Absolutely.
making preparations now. You
Yeah,
start saving now. You start investing now. You start
absolutely.
going to the country and visiting and coming back.
Yeah,
I went to Kenya probably about 6 times before I relocated here. Like, I was
absolutely.
coming back with them
Yeah,
forwards
back and
and
forth.
things like that. So you've got that. If it's 5 years that we set,
Mm-hmm.
brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
3 years that we set, brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
This is the time to start planning. When we say relocating, we're not saying pack your bags and get on the plane now.
Mm-hmm.
We're saying have it in your mind that you're going to relocate.
Mm-hmm.
Set a date,
Mm-hmm.
because if you don't set a date, you're going to be like, oh, it's going to be forever. I'm coming. You're never going to go. If it's
Yeah.
5 years, you set that date in 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
3 years, or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and you start working towards it. What's the first step? The first step that you need to do is obviously pick the country.
Yeah.
Pick a couple of countries, right?
Mm-hmm.
And once you've visited whatever, the second is to really look at your finances. If you've got the finances, that's fine. But if you don't have the finances, is really looking at the finances and making sure that that is correct, and whatever you need to do to fill in those gaps, whether you need to go back to school,
Yeah.
whether you need to learn a skill, whether you need to get promoted, whether you need to have a side hustle, whatever it is that's in your plan, put it in your plan. And then the second thing is start learning about the legal aspects of that country. Yeah, this is something that I never did. Like the tax system, if you want a business, the tax system of that country, the all the protocols, what you need, start learning about that. Start going to the country, understanding the culture. One thing about Africa is that the culture is so strong. There's some, listen, that you can go to one part of Kenya and the
Absolutely.
culture is like,
Yeah.
and then you can go to the coast, and like in the coast, everybody says hello to each other. You go to Nairobi,
Oh, it's different. Nairobi, to be honest, I'm from Nairobi, right? And my family lives in Karen. Obviously, people will say, oh, that's posh or whatever, but I do have another background. Like, literally, we used to live in Kiambu, like, so which is is the outcast of Nairobi, literally, right? But to me, there's no difference between being in Nairobi and being in London, literally, right? I'm like, the lifestyle is kind of the same, the same old like energies. So why would I want to why would I want to go back and live that lifestyle? I want to live in the coast.
It's the same skyscraper buildings, the same everybody is rushing to work, the same cold. Listen, I had pajamas, I had duvet. I was cold in Nairobi. I said I didn't come to Africa to be cold. I came to Africa for sunshine, So yeah, the culture is different, so you have to learn about the culture. But I think somebody was saying that if they asked about the African American program, and I just realized that I just cut that short. So basically what's happening is, if you're aware that Ghana did the year of return, where they invited African Americans, they invited Caribbeans to come to, and the diasporas to come to Ghana, and you will get you'll get your citizenship, you'll be able to buy land, you'll be able to open a business. Kenya is doing exactly the same thing, but they're
Yeah.
calling it Back to Eden.
Yeah.
And that Back to Eden is they're inviting African Americans, Caribbeans, and they are also inviting diasporans as well. If you're a diaspora and you want to come, that's fine. You're going to have your own kind of visa section. You'll get citizenship. You'll be able to buy land. You'll be able to buy property. You'll be able to hold a business. That was passed. Caribbean, British, yes, Caribbeans as well. A diaspora. Basically, you've either got a British passport, American passport, Caribbean passport. As long as you're melanated, then you can come back. And then they've got a whole program about it. I can share. There's a link that I have. I'll share. If you DM me, I'll share the link. You can watch the actual conference, and it's all been passed. And so that's what they're doing. And this month they're having a conference in Nairobi about it. And yeah, that's all kicking off. If you just Google Kenya, Back to Eden, the government, getting the diasporans to come, it will all come up. It's all been approved. And that's what's happening. So this is the time.
Absolutely.
This is the time to take that opportunity. If you missed it with Ghana, Kenya is doing that.
Yeah.
Now.
Afriyie, how about you do a video later on about it? A cheeky video?
Yes, I am.
Yeah?
I should.
Yeah. So, and kind of like tag me there as well. And just say we had this conversation earlier, blah, blah, blah. And yeah. I'm just on your live right now, and you have 35 people watching, which is so amazing. So well done on your social media. And this just shows
I
us.
love my tribe. Listen,
TikTok is doing its thing, right?
Listen, on a Sunday when I have my live, we have a party up in here. Like
I can tell.
Cool. Yeah, my tribe they're just the best, man.
Amazing.
We have Brixton in the house, we have Clapham, we have North London, West London, East London.
So I can see what is Clapham Junction? I have no idea what that is. So
where are you in the UK?
I'm in Coventry, Midlands. So
you're in Midlands. Okay,
we are like 5 years behind London. God.
Afriyie in the house. This is what I love my people. Okay, so basically, Clapham is an area. So I was born in Clapham.
Okay.
Was I born in Clapham Junction? I don't know. I was born in Clapham South. It used to be a women's hospital, and now it's the Tesco's. And sometimes I will go in that Tesco's and think, was I born by the cheese counter, or was I born where they be? But now they've turned it into a Tesco's. But it's Clapham South. That's where I was born. Just a little joke that we have. But yeah.
Yeah,
they're good. My tribe are cool. No, North Wheezy.
Yeah, so that is Casey Barrett that said it. So yeah, that is so amazing. So can you tell people what services you do again, just briefly, and then how they can reach you, please?
Yeah, so I run so many things I do. Okay, so my main thing is called the Confident Return. Yeah, is so that you can return confidently. Doesn't necessarily have to be Kenya, but you just come to the motherland. Okay, and that return, it can be different for some people. Some people, they want to actually physically relocate and come and stay here. Some people want to just invest here. Some people might just want a holiday home where they just have a holiday home, and every year they come to the motherland, enjoy, and go back to the UK. Whatever it looks like for you, I have a professional relocation service, and in my service, we look at things like planning, timelines, budgeting, financials, legal, visas, all that kind of stuff. And then there's a next tier if you want to invest, whether it's investing in property, whether it's investing in land, whether it's investing in a business. That service is also there for you as well. So that's what I do. And I also help people to buy property. But I love wellness, and I love all things wellness. And so I also involve wellness in that as well, in terms of, I know what it's like in terms of the well-being when you are in the Western world, and the depression that a lot of people are going through, anxiety that people, loneliness that people are going through, the GMO foods, what we're consuming, what we are eating. I mean, when I'm here, I go to the sea, I go to the ocean. The fisherman has brought his boat, and I pick my fish from the boat. I go to the farm and I pick my vegetation. I've got muchicha here in my garden that I grow and I pick. Like, I eat good food, and I involve wellness in everything that I do as well. So it's a whole holistic program. Now, I'm understanding that not everybody can afford my consultancy, because I know what I give and I know what I can provide, and I don't just give small. So it's not cheap, but it's worth it. So not everybody can afford it. So what I'm going to probably do, I put this in my live earlier, and I was saying, would people like a membership group where you pay a monthly fee, and it's a small amount because everybody's going to be paying this monthly fee, and you get access to information. It's because, you know why I thought membership as well? Trust me, my community on our lives, like, we have such a good time. They walk with me when I'm doing my steps. So I'm doing like my steps around, and they're walking with me while I'm doing my steps, and we're literally having such a laugh. And the warmth, their energy, their vibe. I'm just thinking, like, a community thing would be amazing. So I just put that out there. Like, if you guys are interested in for me to do a membership, just DM me. Let me know if that's what you would want, and I can see if I can make that happen, where it's just a monthly subscription. It's a lower cost, and you have access to information. I also want to do an investment club, like, because the vibe we have, I think if we continue vibing like that, we can get to a point where we can do like an investment club, right? Where I will be sharing, like, if there's because my friend, I'm going to get her to come on the live. Actually, I'll do a live. She invests in gold and commodities. If there's an opportunity, there could be some land. I had a friend from America. He went and bought a big plot of land with his African American friends.
Amazing.
And each one had a piece. We could do that. There's so much opportunities that we can do, because I'm just loving our vibe. So DM me if you're interested in a membership, then I know if it's worth putting it together. I also have my one-to-one consultancy where I can help you to relocate, set your business up, buy property. And then I have some people who, they don't necessarily want to have a business here, but they like African things. So I help them to export. So if you wanted to have a business in the UK, but you wanted things to be exported from Kenya to you, then hook a girl up.
Cool. So there's a lot of options, right?
There's a lot of options. I've got an amazing team. It's not just me. I have a really, really good team who are tried and tested. I always go and see the owner. I never have a property where I don't see the owner. I meet the owner. I go and inspect everything of that property. I have a team of structural engineers and surveyors and everything else. So
cool.
Thank you so much for this opportunity to allow me to share what I do. I really appreciate you, sis.
You're welcome. So I'm going to go on your comments and just read some of the comments there. I know that people also have questions. Please ask the questions on the comments. I will be going through them. So Leon Sparkle says, hello, I'm so inspired. I want to go back to Africa too. Sorry if I spell your name wrong, please, Leonie. Sorry. So she's saying, yeah, the struggle is real, and that's me right now. So a lot of people are resonating with this live, right? And she also mentioned the word brave. Can you repeat again what you said about that word?
I was just saying, we should normalize going back home. If I'm going to my house and somebody said to me, oh, you're brave going back to your house, I'd look at them sideways and think, why would I be brave going back home? Why would I be brave going back home? That's how I see it. It's not, you're brave going to the West because you're going to a country that's not necessarily yours, and that's, you know, people who don't have the same skin color as you. No, it's not bravery, it's the norm to go back home.
Linda Wanja, I believe that would be a Kenyan in the diaspora. Lovely. Any issues with immigration in Kenya? That's a question for you.
That's a good question. I came on an investor's visa. So my visa is is investor. Bye-bye, my love. Take care. So with an investor visa, you need to have a certain amount of money in your bank account. It's $100,000. that you need to have, and you can't just show the 100,000. You can't just ask Auntie Susu to put $100,000 and then show it and then give it back. No, you need to have it in a bank account. You need to transfer it into your bank account in Kenya, and then you need to show proof of investing that money, and plus you need to show proof of where that money came from. So that gives me, and it's a renewable every 2 years. So I'm on an investor's visa. But there's different types of visas that you can have in Kenya, and I go through this with my consultancy.
Oh, cool. So you guys can get those questions answered. Just reach out to Afriyie and you'll get your question answered. So Linda asked again, what are the setback of starting business in Kenya as a foreigner?
Question.
As a foreigner.
That's a good question. There's a lot of setbacks. It's not easy. What made things a bit easier for me was I had my business partner, who was able to help me to navigate. But even with him, he was inexperienced. Even though he was my business partner, he wasn't as experienced. So some of the setbacks are things like, things are not, I set my business up in the coast. We're not in Nairobi. So things are a lot slower here. When you want to do business, people like to do business face to face, or like you could, a 5-minute phone call. No, you have to drive to go and see them face to face. And it's like, I could have done this on the phone, things that I'm somebody that's very, very, I like things to be done well. And sometimes they won't do it the quality that you want it done. The talking, it's not the same as you, and then they will look at you like you're crazy. My biggest thing is, if you want to set up a business in the coast where your customers are coastarians, it is a price sensitive market. They don't like to spend a lot of money. It's not like Nairobi will just pay for it and don't even look at they don't even ask you how much it is. Absolutely. The coast is very, very different. I think if you want to live in the coast, my best advice is you live in the coast and you enjoy your coast, but you do business, either your customers are Nairobians or people in the city or overseas.
Absolutely.
If you want to have a successful business, or if you want to have it easy, if you want to service the coast, that's fine, but you will have some challenges.
Absolutely. Abby, Mamas of All Nations, says, I'm thinking of relocating too. I can't deal with living in UK anymore. And a crying emoji. Serious. This is really, really serious. So Consco Kenneth says, nice to catch up with you. So you really have a very strong community, which is so amazing. Abby says, I'm Southern African, but I'm more connected to West Africa. I'm always visiting West African countries. So what would you say that as a West African now living in East Africa?
South Africa is in the house. Big up. If you're a sis or a bro, I don't know, but big up to you. We love our South African.
It's a lady. Abby is a South African. Yeah,
Abby, big up sis. Big up sis. Thank you for coming to this live. Abby, go for it. Africa is your country. It's not continent to us. There should be no borders. Ghana, Nigeria, Benin, wherever you want to go, that's your home.
Yeah.
Go. And the reason why you want to go there is because there's an ancestral calling.
Absolutely.
Somebody somewhere in your ancestors was probably there, and they're calling you home. So listen to the call and go. Forget about this, I'm a South African, to be a bit, nah, go. And if you want to know, if it's Ghana and you want to know anywhere in Ghana, let me know and I'll tell you the places to go in Ghana. But sis, listen to the call. Your spirit's calling you. Don't think you're South African so you can't go. No, go. Go and eat some fufu and jollof rice for me.
Absolutely. That's so amazing. So Lacy Lady says, wow, Afriyie, I just watched your story. You are amazing. So it's just a compliment there. So learning and growing with Kemi says, how far is Nairobi to Diani? Sorry if I'm not spelling right.
No, you spelled it right. Diani, right? It's about 8-9 hours on driving, and then on airplane it's 45 minutes, 40 to 45 minutes on the plane.
Okay. Cool. Let me see if there's any other question.
I saw some questions about business. Let's fly them through.
User 1380 How is the mood over there? What says Africa will be recolonized? White people are leaving the West. I don't know. I'm not sure what that means. So kind of like just tell us, how is the mood over there?
What do you mean by mood? I don't understand the question.
I think they just mean general mood. And then they says, word says Africa will be recolonized. But I feel that's a kind of like a negative mindset to have. It doesn't really matter. Really, I feel we have to keep a positive mindset, right?
I think I'm hearing what the person's saying, so let me try and address that. I think
Okay.
what's happening is it is quite scary, especially now that the Chinese people are here in abundance. Before my business partner was saying you might see one Chinese every few years. Now they are here. They're buying up properties here. Now they've even taken over the fishery that's here, and they've set up a fishery, and the locals are buying from them. Right? If we don't move, it is gonna, I agree. If we don't move
Yeah.
and come here, I say to Kenyans all the time, do not sell your land, lease your land. I don't buy land from Kenyans. I buy it from the Muzungus, the YT man. But if you're a Kenyan, that's your ancestral land. Do not sell it, lease it. There's people that want to do farming, lease it to them. There's somebody that could be a developer that wants to build, and you can lease it. And every month you're collecting your money while they're developing on your land. Don't sell your land.
Absolutely.
Otherwise it will be recolonized. I totally agree with that person.
Wow.
Because it's crazy what's going on right now.
I'm glad that I didn't like brush over that question, because I was like, I'm not sure about this question, but yeah, let's go over everything, right?
Yeah, it's true. It will be, but if we don't make a move, it will be. They are coming here. The Chinese now in Kenya, in Nairobi, they have their whole town in Kilimani, and it's all in Chinese language. I think that is so rude, because they put it in their language as if it's theirs. In my friend who's Zambian was saying that there is a whole town in Zambia that is for the Chinese, and Zambians can't go there. They're not allowed there.
Yeah.
Like my next door has a property that they will not sell to Africans. Like, this is a reality. If we don't make a move, it's happening. Recolonization will happen.
And they're doing it in the open. Like, it's just that we are not getting it, you know. So Rosa Lee's Paint Studio says, you have given me goosebumps listening to your why. So she was just listening to your why, and it's kind of touched her heart. She says, I have just relocated quite by chance, and the joy, peace, and opportunity it has brought me is wild. So she's gone through the same journey. That is so amazing, right?
That's beautiful. Well done, sis. I'm loving that for you. Well done. Congratulations.
So Adele says, but sometimes holidaying in Africa is expensive. I feel you've already covered that, but just go briefly over that again.
That's a myth. That's a myth at all. Depends on where you're going. Especially if you're coming from UK, flights are more cheaper. It's more cheaper for you to go to Ghana from the UK than it is for me to go to Ghana from here. They really don't want Africans to either do trade with each other or to holiday in their country.
Yeah.
So they make things deliberately more money. It's cheaper for you. So that's not true.
So I feel we as in the diaspora, we should kind of recognize our privilege and kind of take advantage of it to better our lives and the lives of our people back home, right?
Yeah, when I want to go on when I want to travel in Africa, I get my son to buy my ticket from the UK because it's cheaper.
Wow, you got a free tip right there.
It's cheaper because it's expensive to buy your ticket from here.
Amazing. So Jamil Arafat says, I'm so happy to be on this live.
Ah, we are welcome. We're happy to have you too. We are happy to have you too.
You need to have a moderator on your account because there's some people like spamming your comments. So try and have a moderator there if you don't mind.
Okay, cool. what are they saying? Or they don't want to say it?
just delete. Well, let's just ignore it and kind of. I'll
Okay.
screenshot it, send it to you, and then
Yeah, so I can
when we
know.
finish
So
the
we can
live,
block.
and then you can block them. Yeah.
Okay.
So Silver Diver says, "Hi, we'll be visiting Kenya in September, October. Can't wait."
Yay.
So you do have some spams as well there, and I'll screenshot them as I go along. Then you can
Yeah,
kind of.
please do. Thank you.
Kikuyu Archive, one of my followers, says Kenya is magical. I totally agree. It's amazing. God's favor, I'm thinking of settling in Kenya. Guys, can you ask questions now, and then I'll forward them. God's favor says, can I ask how much you pay for rent? You own your properties, right? You don't pay rent, right?
Yeah, but rent in here, it can be anywhere from like £100 a month till don't pay more than £800 a month. So anywhere between 100 to £800 a month. But if you're paying £800 a month, you're in the most expensive area in a really nice location. So yeah, Diani can be, you can just go over £1,000 a month, but you're living in a really nice place.
Yeah.
So just on a medium, if you paid something like £400 or £500 a month, you got a nice place in the coast, that is. Whereas our apartment duplex, we had a duplex in Nairobi, it was $3,000 a month. So that's the difference.
Yeah.
Nairobi, yeah.
Itsus says 30,000 African Americans. I'm new to hearing this. So some people are getting to hear some of the information from you. So that's great. We are also here to educate and to let our people know what's going on so that you can take advantage of the amazing opportunities that there is, right? Coro Thomas says, hi, Afriyie. Would the program for African American, can you share more information, please? So probably you might need, as I said, do a video about it.
Yeah, do a video on it. I think I saw that question, so that's why I went back and answered it. So I think they got my answer, but I'll do a video on it.
Yeah, somebody's asking whether they can take Caribbean British, and I would like first of all to say I'm Kenyan, living in the UK, and for well, my relationship was with a Caribbean man, a very passionate man as well, about Africa, and you're all welcomed, right? You're all welcome to go back home. Africa is your home, yeah, and I would like to emphasize that for my Caribbean brothers and sisters. Carla says, hey, this seems a good opportunity. I'm Caribbean British. What would be the easiest to get there?
Are you talking, it depends on your circumstances.
I mean, it means easiest way to start. I mean, she means, that's Carla.
A business or to relocate? You're talking about visa? What?
Yeah, I feel she, because then she goes ahead and say, so Ghana are no longer doing this. So meaning,
so she's talking about the Back to Eden. Yeah. I would say, guys, just Google Kenya scheme for diasporans Back to Eden. The scheme is called Back to Eden. So if you Google it, it will come up because it's been officially done now. So Google it, and then if you get stuck, just send me a DM if you need more information. But all of it is out there. Absolutely. But I will do a video on it as well. Yeah, perfect. Mexnell, sorry if I spell your name wrong, please. I'm flying to Kenya this Saturday. Can't wait. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Karibu Kenya.
Matt Jordan says, love you, enjoying my home. Thanks for giving beautiful awareness to our beautiful African. So yeah. Oh, that's so sweet.
This is Zuri. She's been begging me to come on the live. Her name is Zuri.
Oh, cool. All right. Let me see if there's any more questions. I think some people are asking about like health wise, but
Sure.
you can always go back to those questions. Maybe somebody is asking what about arthritis. I'm not sure what that means. But you guys can always contact him, Afriyie. Just DM her if you have any question that's not related to what we're talking about right now.
What must I do?
Silva.
He says, gorgeous. She needs a haircut.
Oh, so cute.
Do you need a haircut?
Silva says, I'm a Black British retiree and can't wait to get over there in September or October.
Yay! Come on holiday here. You will enjoy it.
Yeah. Sweet says current developments are things to grab on time. All right. Yeah, perfect. I feel that's it. I think that's all your questions. Guys, by the way, I just wanted to also to kind of introduce my podcast, and we do live podcast as well. I started this podcast as a way to amplify our voices, especially we Africans. We need, or not just Africans, but diasporans, right? So this includes the Caribbean, this includes the Black Americans. It doesn't really matter really, as long as you're originally from Africa, then this podcast is for you. And this is to just amplify our voices and to share our stories. And, you know, look at what happens when we collaborate and we talk about these things. You know, you gain so much information, so much knowledge, and so much wisdom as well. And that's what this platform is for. We do have live interviews like this, and we also have physical interviews where we go to a podcast studio. My first episode is coming up very, very soon. And please join me on this journey. If you're not following me, make sure that you're following me. Follow me on this journey. Comment, give me your feedback. Let me know what you would like to hear next from this platform. Okay. So Afriyie, thank you so much. I have learned so much.
Oh, bless you. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. And, you know, for the things that you're doing for the diasporans is amazing. Guys, please make sure that you follow Diaspora Daughters. She's very passionate about supporting diasporans because it can be lonely, especially if you're not like myself, who was born and raised there. So that's all I know. But if you was born in Africa or the Caribbean or African, or you're an African American, wherever, and you've come to the UK or you're in the diaspora, it can be tough. It can be tough. So it's really good to connect with community. Diaspora Daughter, you know, she's got her own community that you can connect with. And yeah, let's just vibe, guys. Let's just vibe, you know? So thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And we are very, very inspired by your journey. And we are watching. And guys, if you're on my platform and you're not following Afriyie, make sure you follow her journey. Later on, she'll be talking more about what's going on with like the government introduction to our program for returnees. So please be on the watch out for that and take advantage of those opportunities. Book a call with her, let her share with you the easiest way to do this, because it's wise to kind of learn from other people's mistakes rather than having to learn this the hard way, right? It's best.
Hey, the scars and the amount of money. At one time, I put some money, £6,000, gone, boom, lost. Another time, I can tell you stories. Hey, no. I don't want you to go through that. I don't want you to go through that. So.
And we
Sis,
don't
I've got
have
one
to.
question for you as well. Quick question: Do you offer a service as well that maybe I can share? Do you have a service, or you're just doing your podcast?
So at the moment, I'm just doing a podcast. Very soon we will start doing retreats. So it's obviously, yeah. So maybe we can link up. Yes. So, so yeah. So maybe we can link up with that as well. And it's mostly gonna be like cultural retreats where we go back to our roots and we learn more about our culture. That's very, very dear to me. Also, I'm a Kikuyu, so we've lost a lot of our Kikuyu culture. So I've been linking up with Kikuyu elders and kind of, talking about what happened during colonialism, because that's very, very important to me that we get to know what actually happened, because most of the information we got was not true. It's more of whitewashed history.
You fought. Man, you guys weren't having. A lot of people got slaughtered though, but you fought.
Yeah. So obviously, I'm from the Mau Mau tribe, so or the so-called. They lied. We were not called Mau Maus. They lied about that. We were freedom land. Yeah, freedom land fighters or something like that. I will do a video on that so that I can shed more light on that.
I learned about your tree, yeah, that sacred tree that when you go around,
yes,
your
Mogumo
one
tree.
gender and then the
Yes,
other one.
yes. And my main aim is for our people to know who they are, and for our people to not lose their culture. That's so dear to me. I want you to know that you were human before the colonizer said you are human, or before you got your English names and all that. You had a culture, you had a people, and these are the ancestors that are guiding us right now. Afriyie told us how she named her son Diani even before she stepped on the Diani soil. So how cool is that? That's just the way our ancestors work. And also she had a shop called Tamu. Tamu in Swahili means sweet. So this is how our ancestors are working, and they're not playing. They are like, get back to your roots, and get to know yourselves. Yeah. So yeah, I feel a heavy calling for that. I don't know how everything is going to unfold, but I've started having those conversations with the elders, the people who have guarded that information, because a lot of it was lost, but we are trying to bring it up again. We are trying to wake our people up, as we call it. And it's such an amazing journey. Also, my aim is to highlight entrepreneurs from the diaspora. So especially young entrepreneurs that have like cultural, artifacts. Does that make sense? Like young Ghanaians, for example, that are teaching us how to style the kente, right? That's what it's called. I do have a lady that I'll be interviewing about that. So
can you quickly come and say hello, or you don't want to? She looks beautiful, her headscarf. I just wanted, because you were talking about culture. She's a Nigerian UK who's come to Kenya.
Cool. Yeah, it's all about the culture. It's all about being proud of our culture and taking advantage of that as well, to kind of empower ourselves, and take pride in who we are. Hey, she looks beautiful. Yeah, beautiful African woman, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Hi.
This is the one that said that she invests in gold. She's a bomb when it comes to finances. And I want her to come on my live to teach about making money. If you want to learn about making money, this one here.
Absolutely. And and she can also come on the podcast as well.
Listen, come on. You have to come on your podcast, because when it comes about finances, and you'll be with her. She's on her border money, and she's on her phone. I just made £500. I just make it. She'll be, I've made £11,000. This one
amazing,
here. Yeah?
Amazing. Beautiful.
She relocated with me.
Wow, cool, amazing. This is the kind of collaboration we need, right?
If you want to do financial, like teaching people about money, get her to come on your call.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, send me her details, and I'll call her on a live maybe next week, and we can have a conversation about that, because it's all about us empowering us. No one is coming from the outside to come and empower us. We have to do this together, if that makes sense. So what a time to be alive, right?
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Amazing,
Yes, it is.
amazing. I think I'll call it a day.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you
Um,
so much for this opportunity. I've loved every moment of it. And keep doing what you're doing, sis. You're amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you for your service. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing. So, guys, let's follow each other as well. And all the best with your endeavors. I know you're going to be great. So, amazing.
Thank you so much. Take care. Love you guys.
Yeah,
Love you and thank you so
greatness
much
is
for your
already inside you.
kindness and
Greatness
supporting.
is already inside you. So, your ancestors are guiding you. So, you can't fail. You can't fail.
All right, guys.
All
Mwah!
right. Bye
Love
bye.
you.
Bye bye. Bye.
Bye.